Hello everybody, it's Julia here from the Highly Sensitive Tarot, and I'm here today with a shadow work reading for you. I hope that something in this reading will resonate for you, that it will prompt some kind of introspection or reflection. Whether you want to watch this as an actual reading for yourself, or whether you just want to watch it to learn how to do a shadow work reading. Not that I'm sitting here thinking that I'm better than anybody else or I know more than anybody else, but I know that I like to watch the way that other people read and how they process things, how they work things out. So it's my hope really and my intention that this might be helpful in that way for some of you as well. But obviously, if there's messages here, if there's something that resonates, then that's fantastic. So as always with a reading, it's a moment in time. It's a snapshot in time. It won't resonate for everybody, but I think if you're drawn to watch a video or watch a reading, there's likely to be a message there for you somewhere. So let me just show you the reading. Let me just move the candle first because I will probably set fire to my book. So this is my shadow work reading that I use for myself, and I do this quite regularly actually. This is a reading that I made up from many other spreads years ago. So question number 1, what does my inner child want me to know? Question number 2, am I hiding from myself, or what can't I see? Question number 3, what am I projecting onto others? Question number 4, what triggers me and why? Question number 5, what is blocking me? And questions 6, 7 and 8 are what strengths can assist me to move forward and what steps should I take? And I just kind of write clarify as necessary. And you can start or finish the reading with oracle cards if you wish. So you could take a snapshot of this page if you wanted to have a go at this yourself. But anyway, this is the reading that I will be following today. So let me just put that to the side. So just to save a little bit of time, I've already shuffled all the cards. I've meditated on the energy of the collective, and I haven't looked at any of the cards other than the bottom of the deck. So this is not one of the questions that I've just shown you, but I'm always really interested in what the bottom of the deck has to say. I often think it's the crux of the matter, really, what's sort of underlying everything. And here we've got the 10 of Swords, which is a very difficult card, isn't it? It's a very painful card, but it's a good card for shadow work. So let's get started. So question number 1, what does my inner child want me to know? And we've got the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups is Mars in Scorpio, so we already know that this is very difficult energy without even looking too much at the picture. But as we can see, this person here is just closed in on themselves. Excuse me, it's like they've shut down. They're not seeing the true reality of things. There's a great deal of sadness with this card often. Even a mourning period, a period of real loss. There's a despairing note to this card. So if this does resonate for any of you with what does your inner child want you to know, that you're hurting, that you're sad, that something might have happened that has made you sad. But I think your inner child really would want to tell you that there is hope. There's always hope. There's still 2 cups standing. There's still 2 cups of emotion. And that if you could just open yourself to life and to people around you, if you could sit up and look up and look around you, you might see that there are still, there's still life, there's still love. So we have that. So if that does resonate for you, I'm sorry, because that is a truly difficult energy. And obviously we've got the Ten of Swords here, haven't we, which is at the bottom of the deck, and the Ten of Swords represents an ending. So for some of you, this may have been a very real ending, an ending of a relationship with somebody. Yeah, this could also imply some kind of health issue, some kind of health problem. But this is very difficult energy to start this reading off with, isn't it? So question number 2 is, what am I hiding from myself, or what can't I see? And we have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is, it's a card of possibilities, isn't it? I think, really. There's often a message to be had with the Page of Cups, but I think what I'm seeing here and what I'm feeling here is that you might well actually not be aware of just how much you are closed and shut down and stuck in your own head and your own despair. You know, the Page of Cups is a fresh, new opportunity of learning, of opening yourself to life, opening your heart, learning to navigate your emotions. And it feels very much at the moment that you perhaps are not aware actually of just how shut down that you are, just how closed to those possibilities that you are, because if somebody is trying to give you a message, to send you a message, to support you in some way or to help you in some way, it feels very much at the moment like you may not even be receptive to that, or you may not be aware of that. So that's something to consider. And I think in terms of what kind of I think I'm going to actually clarify that card there, the Page of Cups, for what am I hiding from myself, or what can't I see. I think I'm going to clarify that. And I'm using, to clarify, I'm using my Barbara Walker deck, which I think lends itself very well to shadow work. And you all know the Tower of the Abyss, I'm sure. So I'm going to clarify the Page of Cups just to see if I can get any more information from that. So we have the King of Pentacles. So can you see that there? It says Baal, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think it's as I said. I think that what you might be hiding from yourself is that actually it seems like you may have put all of your energy and all of your focus into your family. Yeah, your family. It feels like you're not really feeling your emotional state at the moment. You know, this King of Pentacles here, the more I'm looking at him, he's not a very nice figure there, is he really? It's like he's made of rock, and that little person is trying to climb him. Do you remember that Simon and Garfunkel song, I Am a Rock? You know, that's not a good way to be, is it? It's being closed and shut off and distant from your own emotional state. And, you know, as I said, I feel that this has come about through some very painful or difficult situation, a loss of some kind. For some of you, that may be a very real loss. For some of you, it may be the perception of a loss. But I feel that very definitely that what you might be hiding here from yourself, or what you can't see, is that you are not experiencing your emotional state, that you've become overly focused on security, of keeping things safe, of making sure that everybody else is safe, of trying to carry on, trying to deal with life, to deal with the reality of life. And while you're doing that, it seems that you're not experiencing some of these emotions. So there we go. So question number 3, what am I projecting onto others? We have the Star. What am I projecting onto others? It's interesting, isn't it, that again, I do feel very strongly that this is following on, if this is the Star, that if you were to be projecting something onto other people, it would be that you're projecting all your own hopes and dreams for the future onto others. It's like you're not owning them. You know, the Star is very much a card of hope and renewal, wishes, destiny. Yeah. And as I said, there's a very much a feeling here of being shut down, of not experiencing your own emotional state, and kind of almost living for other people, if you like. And, you know, if this card here, the Star, was referring to you, well, that would be a beautiful energy. But the question is, what are you projecting onto others? So to me, it feels very much that, you know, she's got her arm upstretched there towards the stars, hasn't she? And when I look at this 10 of Swords here as well, this person here has got his hand outreached to somebody else as well. It's like a hopeful, like, please save me, please come and help me. So that's also making me feel that perhaps in some ways you're not taking complete responsibility for your own welfare, that you kind of hope that somebody may come to your rescue in some way. So it could be a kind of either or thing, couldn't it? It could be that you've projected outwards all of your love and all of your hope for the future onto people around you, and you're not experiencing it yourself, or that you are even hoping that this help will come from outside of yourself, that somebody will come to your rescue in some way. Yeah. So question number 4, what triggers me and why? Aha. And we have Justice. So what triggers you could well be that things just don't feel fair. I mean, the eye of the Justice card here, she sees all. I think it feels like you only get one chance with this Justice here, is how she always makes me feel. She's fair, but she's very, but it's kind of final. It feels like it's a final thing. Wow, that's thrown me. I did not expect to get Justice there. So what triggers me and why? Well, fairness, things not feeling fair, things feeling out of balance, relationships feeling out of balance. Yeah. People not being honest, I think. having to defend other people. And see, that would fit in with this reading here, wouldn't it? That while you're not experiencing your own emotional state, you're putting yourself out there for other people, looking after people, being strong for other people, wishing all the best things for other people, maybe even having to defend other people, and that could be very, very triggering. But defending them from what? Let's have another shuffle. What are you defending people from? What is wrong? I love this card here, the Justice card. So, which is obviously Libra, isn't it? And we've got the star there as well, which is Aquarius energy. So we've got the Five of Cups, which is Mars in Scorpio. We've got the Page of Cups. We've got Aquarius, we've got Libra. And with the Ten of Swords, we have got the Ten of Swords. We've got the Sun in Gemini. So that's air as well, isn't it? So we've got 3 cards here of air, 2 of water and 1 of earth so far. So why are things not feeling fair? Or who might you have to be defending and why? Let's have a look. We've got the Chariot. So the Chariot is Cancer energy. It's more water energy. And the Chariot, I think, although it means movement, it means forward movement, it means the external things of life, of sort of getting out and conquering the world. There is often a battle. You know, we have this duality between the black horse and the white horse. There is often a war going on where the Chariot is concerned. It's card number 7, which makes me think about challenges and obstacles and difficulties, which goes very well with the Justice card, doesn't it? So this is what triggers me and why. So yeah, other people's conflicts, other people's issues. It feels like perhaps you're having to be a mediator quite a lot, that you're having to get between people and sort things out. Maybe even that you're being pulled to take sides in an issue that you really don't want to. That you feel, perhaps you feel very triggered and you feel like you want to be judgmental, that you want to judge a situation, that you want to judge people, which is not a nice place to be either. Let's move on to the next question. So what is blocking me? That's card number 5. And we have the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. So this is movement, swift movement. Swift forward movement, swift energy. Busy, lots going on. And this is what's blocking you. Maybe there's just so much going on that you're not really having the chance to address your own issues. Maybe there's just so much that is going on in your life around you, with the people in your life, that you're not in a position to process your own emotional state. I feel very much here that you have repressed something, that something is being repressed, something's kind of being stuffed down, and it's like your own emotional state has, it's like it's felt so painful that you've just shoved it down and you're just ignoring it at the moment, and you're just getting on with life, dealing with other people's problems, dealing with other people's conflict. There's very much the overwhelming feeling that I'm getting here from this reading is that your own internal suffering is being ignored in favour of other people in your life, that your priorities perhaps even are slightly out of place at the moment. I don't want to be too confronting in this video because I know a lot of people find shadow work very difficult, and there are difficult energies in this reading. There's a lot of loss and despair and pain and withdrawal, repression. It's like you're outsourcing your happiness from other people, or you're putting out your hopes and dreams for the future onto other people. And at the same time, I do very much get a feeling here that you're hoping that somebody will rescue you. I don't know really where that comes from, except from the Star and the Ten of Swords here. They just make me feel very much these two outstretched hands that you see here. They just very much to me look like they're asking for help. But I wonder very much whether you're actually saying those words, or whether you're doing that in a healthy way, or whether just in some way your behaviour, what do I want to say? Because like I said, I don't want to be too confronting. I certainly don't want to be mean or judgy about these cards, but they are making me feel that there's a kind of codependent energy here, in a way, of this feeling that if you do all these things for other people, that they will then help you. But that's not necessarily the case in life, is it? That's not always how life works. And I think having those kind of expectations a lot of the time can end up making you feel resentful, I guess, really, because you haven't been clear with other people about what your own needs are. Yeah. So 6, 7 and 8, these last three cards here are the what are your strengths, and what strengths can assist you to move forward, what steps can you take. So we've got the Ace of Cups here, we've got the Emperor, and we've got the Magician. So we've got some Aries energy here. We've also got some Mercury energy here. So I would say that there are some huge strengths here just looking at these. I mean, the Ace of Cups is filling your own cup, first and foremostly. It's an emergence of emotion, starting to feel things, starting to look after yourself. And I think even though the Emperor and the Ace of Cups are very, very different energies, they can still work very well together, because the Emperor is so good at boundaries, you know, of structure, boundaries, taking charge, being mature, being responsible. But I would say the Emperor would not do those things to the detriment of himself. No. And with the Magician, with Mercury here, the Magician to me is always about sort of directed will and focused communication, and the ability to make magic, the ability to manifest things. So if these were to be your strengths, I mean, wow, what a force to be reckoned with, I think, if you were able to employ all of these various different energies. We've kind of got air, fire and water there, haven't we? The only thing we don't have there is earth. And when I look at all your cards, actually, the only card of earth we've got here is the King of Pentacles. Everything else is cups, fire, and what else have we got? Water. Yeah, we've got water, we've got fire, we've got air. But we only have one card of earth. What's at the bottom of this deck? Because I'm not going to clarify anything else. We've got the Four of Wands, success at the bottom here. Yeah, so this is a difficult reading. This is proper shadow work, really, isn't it? Because, as I said, we're starting off this reading with what your inner child wants to know is that you're sad, you're suffering with something, your emotional state is really suffering. There is suffering, and it's perhaps repressed suffering. It's closed you off from your own pain. And I feel that instead of processing and dealing with your own pain about something, you're very much being there for other people. But I think this being there for other people is kind of pissing you off. I feel that you're having to get involved in squabbles and some conflict, and maybe even being asked to take sides. That life is just moving too quickly for you in many ways. And that you've taken on those kind of responsibilities very seriously, you know. Just thinking about the Emperor. I mean, you obviously have some authority in this situation because you are being there for other people and you're looking out for other people. It feels very much like you're kind of the glue that's holding everything together. And that Emperor energy can be a burden if it's not used in the correct way. So I would very much be relying on this Ace of Cups here. And I would be trying very much to stop projecting out onto other people all your hopes and dreams and best wishes and best thoughts onto other people, and to actually start to try and feel some of those things for yourself. And I think, unfortunately, you need to start to experience some of this sorrow that you're feeling here with the Five of Cups. That perhaps you need some time out from your family, some time out from the people around you, and you need some time to sit and reflect. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, really. Just because you know you are quite capable of sorting other people's problems out and guiding and being in a position of some responsibility and some authority doesn't mean to say that you don't have your own needs and that you should not pay attention to those. I feel that whatever is going on here is going on at home. This doesn't feel like this is anything to do with a job or even a close romance as such. This feels like a family affair here. We've got the Four of Wands. It's making me feel like whatever this ending has been, whatever this has been here, this ending of a cycle, it is something to do with a family unit, something to do with a family structure. And I feel like you are very much having to take a lot of the burden of that and not addressing your own emotions. So there we go. I think what I'm going to do to finish off the reading is I'm going to draw an oracle card, and it's going to be from this deck, which is my soul oracle cards. They're soul lessons and soul purpose cards. So could we have some advice, please, to finish off this reading? What would be helpful to hear, please? Okay. So we have reevaluate your priorities. I just love this deck. I absolutely love this deck. Reevaluate your priorities. I think that's what I've been saying, isn't it? This has just summed it all up for me, this entire shadow work reading here, I think. It's perhaps your priorities are all wrong. I think I did say that at some point, didn't I, with Justice and the Chariot, that what's triggering you is that you're having to you've felt the need to put all of your priority onto other people and not yourself. Where are we? 52. So reevaluate your priorities. Are you engaging with people and plans that don't feel right and ignoring your instincts because of the lure of promised rewards? Are you involved with people, ideas, or situations that compromise your integrity? Are you shutting your eyes to blatant ethical lapses of your own or others, or disregarding the red flags of warning along the way? If so, you're inviting trouble, and rest assured it will show up. Your soul's purpose right now is to reevaluate your priorities and stay true to your higher self. Your soul's maturity and ethics are being tested by the universe, and unless you rethink your values, you may not pass the test. So temper your enthusiasm for your superficial desires and put aside all thoughts of personal comfort and gain for the time being. Nothing is worth pursuing if it compromises your integrity. Although you've been given the gift of free will, you can't escape the consequences of your choices. That's what's here, isn't it? The consequences of your choices. And this is what's triggering you. Maybe somebody else is having to face the consequences of their choices here, and you're having to deal with them. Where are we? In other words, what goes around comes around, and no matter how clever you are, there's no bypassing this fundamental law of the universe. You'll only invite chaos, even disaster, if you try. You know when you're headed down the wrong path, so turn around before it's too late. Wow. So, I feel very much here that whatever it is that you've been doing recently is not for your higher good. Your repression of your own thoughts and feelings, your feeling that you have to be all things to everybody, you have to look after everybody, that you have to have all the answers, that you have to be the voice of reason all the time. these things are not working out for you, are they? They're not working out. And I think you kind of know this, and I think perhaps the only reason why this is something that you have not addressed so far is because life has just been relentless. Life has been busy. There's been so much going on that it's been hard to see the wood for the trees sometimes. But this card is very much asking you to reevaluate your priorities, to be authentic, to maintain your integrity, to do what feels right to you. And I think unless you're actually in touch with your own emotional state and your own feelings of lack and sorrow, it's going to be really quite impossible to do that, isn't it? And when we look at the cards we've got here for your strengths and what can help you to take steps forward, it's all here. You know, I'm glad actually not to see any pentacles here, to be honest, because I think right now, you know, it would be important to focus on your emotions, your ability to set some boundaries, and to be a mature and balanced leader, if you like, or head of your family, and that you're quite capable of manifesting things. You know, you have the focus, you have the will, you're able to communicate, it's all here. And I just think that you're not, I feel that you've got caught up in other people's issues way too much and you're not addressing your own. There we go. I think that's about as much as I can say, really. As I said, you know, you can have watched this reading and I hope that there may be some messages here for you if you need those messages. But even if you just wanted to watch and see my process and how I read and how I structure a reading, and how I actually do shadow work, then I hope that it's been helpful anyway, all of this in some way or another. So be very gentle with yourself, reevaluate your priorities, and I think the Ace of Cups here with the Star for you, beautiful energies. I'm sorry about the suffering that I see here. So be gentle with yourself, be very kind to yourself, and look after yourself. And I will see you all again soon. Thank you.